الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين. Praise to Allah, and may Allah's peace and blessings be upon the last Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and on all those who follow the path of righteousness until the last day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Glad to have you all back to this new session of the lesson. Pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this journey easy and beneficial. Just like they say, time flies, and I hope we are flying with time. We are not getting left behind, and that will only be possible if we are also trying to revise things we've covered, or else we would eventually be left behind. So yeah, let's try to put in efforts. It's not easy, right? It's not easy, the within activities of life, the important things we need to do, everything will get in the way, but regardless, we need to forge ahead. We need to crawl if we need to crawl. We need to run if we need to run. We need to walk if we need to walk. So whatever it takes, we need to keep moving. Okay? We need to keep moving for us to be able to tap into the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to raise ourselves up to that level. And the only way to do that is to study. All right? So barakallahu fikum. So this chapter, the author extracted it from a book. So before we start translating, I would quickly read the text, and afterwards we will translate the text. Barakallahu fikum. النملة طال السعي بالأمل لست أرضى بالكسل غايتي نيل الطلب لا أبالي بالتعب أبتني البيت الحسن بنظام للسكن ولقوتي أذهب لست يوما ألعب كل صيف أجمع لي طعاما يشبع فإذا جاء المطر كان لي بيت المقر ذاك شأني في الصغر ونظامي في الكبر إنني نعم المثل باجتهادي في العمل. This poem was extracted from مبادئ القراءة الرشيدة. Good. This poem, I must mention, doesn't follow the regular Arabic poem patterns, right? So usually we have like patterns for Arabic poem, like the original Arabs have a pattern for their poem. So, but these doesn't. This poem was put together for educational purpose, right? It's just put together. So, for instance, an example of a pattern, a poem pattern is مفاعلة مفاعلة فعول مفاعلة مفاعلة فعول دع الأيام تفعل ما تشاء وطب نفسا إذا حكم القضاء ولا تجزع لحادثة الليالي فما لحوادث الدنيا بقاء وكن رجلا على الأحوال جلدا وشيمتك السماحة والوفاء وإن كثرت عيوبك في البرايا وسرك أن يكون لها غطاء. You can see the rhythm, right? There's a rhythm here, but it doesn't follow, the regular Arabic poem. Just to put just to make that clear. Good. So an-namlatu, the ants. The ants. Right, without the ta, it becomes the ants, right? Good. An-namlatu, the ant. And we can find this word in the Qur'an in Surah An-Naml. There's a verse called Surah An-Naml. So the Naml without the ta, there is the ants with an S. Good. It's surprising how ta can make a difference in the meaning, right? Good. What do I want to say? So there's a verse where قالت نملة يا أيها النمل ادخلوا مساكنكم لا يحطمنكم سليمان وجنوده وهم لا يشعرون. Oh ants, enter your house, so that Sulaiman and his soldiers, battalions, doesn't step on you when unknowingly. Good. Tala, the verb tala means to be long, to extend, to last. Good. So tala, يطول طول. So we also got the adjective طويل from this verb. Good. Right? طويل, something is long. طالة. So طالة is also present in the Quran. فطال عليهم العمد. Right? So we can also find that verb in the Quran. Now, so we would bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we have a separate series. If you check the channel, you see a Quranic vocabulary explained. I've dedicated some of the vocabulary in this text, right, for special treatment on that playlist. So you can check that. Bi'idhnillah, I would go through everywhere in the Quran where this verb occurs. Bi'idhnillah. So sa'i means efforts, right? Efforts. Yeah, sa'i. Inna sa'yakum la shatta. Your efforts are different, right? In the Quran, sa'i. I hope you are seeing the beauty of learning this way, connecting back. Inna sa'yakum, and gradually you see that you have a lot of vocabulary. Then you can begin to start understanding the Quran to some extent, right? Then the next level would now be the morphology. Then the next, the grammar, and Bismillah, you'll see, the Quran is not so far away, right, that you can't understand it. Bismillah ta'ala. Now, sa'i, my efforts. Kitabun, kitabi, my book. We are becoming familiar with this pattern now. Good, right? Sa'yun, effort. Sa'i, my effort. Good. Bil amal. Al amal is hope. Al amal, the plural. Amal, our all hopes, something like that. Lestu, not, right? Lestu arda, I am not satisfied. I am not. Lestu, I am not. Lestu taliban, I am not a student. But here, lestu, I am not. Lestu, I am not. Arda is from the verb radiya. Radiyallahu anhum wa radu anhu. So radiya, to be pleased, right? Yarda, he is pleased. Nam, ridwan or ridwan. Okay, good. Bil kasal, al kasal, laziness. Good. Now let's put everything together. As-sa'i, my efforts, right, has been long, right, with hope. My effort has been long with hope. Last two, I am not satisfied with laziness. Good. Ghayatun, ghayat means goal. Ghayatun, ghayat means goal. Ghayatun, goal, aim. So when the Arab, when they say goya, they mean this cycle, this object with a. So this one we use for. So this is what the Arab intends by goya. Yeah, the red section on this object is what they refer to as goya, the goal. Now the plural of that is ghayat. Ghayati, my goal. Again, ghayatun, ghayati, my goal. I'm personalizing it. Yawmi, my day. Kitabun, kitabi. Qalamun, qalami. Good. Nail, نيل الطلب نال ينال نيل is to get something, to achieve something, right? نيل الطلب, to reach my goal is to reach my what? My desire. That I'm seeking for. الطلب طلب يطلب طلب. So what I'm seeking for, so, is my goal. That is what I seek, is my goal. My destination is what I seek, right? لا أبالي بالتعب. بال يبالي المبالاة is to worry. لا أبالي, but not to mind. Alright, I do not mind. التعب تعب يتعب التعب. That is, I do not mind tiredness, fatigue. I do not mind the fatigue. La, negation of the verb. Bala yubali al-mubalat. That's to mind. Bala yubali is to mind. La ubali means I do not mind. And the hamza here shows I'm the one. I. Don't forget, we mentioned that a number of times now. You can see the hamza here also. It shows I am the one doing the action. La ubali bita'ab. And it is showing the present or future tense, and you can see the way we translated. Although I am not satisfied, I'm not pleased, with, here again, I do not mind. It is in the present form. I do not mind the fatigue, right? Abtani ibtana yabtani ibtina, to build. I build al-bayt al-asan. I build a good house. I build a good house. I build a good house. بنظام للسكن. I build a good house. للسكن. سكن يسكن means to live. So I build a good house for residence. بنظام, with a system, systematically. I build a good house for residence systematically. Okay. Nizam means when there is order, there is a system, not just something is, in disorderliness, right? So when something is in order, so we say it has nizam, right? It has a system. وَلِقُوتِ أَذْهَبْ. الْقُوت, قُوتٌ أَقْوَاتٌ, means sustenance, food, something that would sustain you. So وَلِقُوتِ, for my sustenance, أَذْهَبُ, I go out. We've come across this verb a lot of time now, so this meaning should be very present in our memory now. ذهب يذهب ذهاب means to go out, right? To go. ذهب يذهب ذهاب. لست, again, I am not. يوما ألعب. ألعب means to play, but last to here is used as a negation of this verb, so it means I do not play a single day. I do not play a single day. لعب يلعب, we've come across this verb as well. لعب يلعب لعب, so to play. لعب يلعب لعب, to play. I do not play a single day. كل صيف, every summer, every odd time. أجمع جمع يجمع جمع يجمع جمع, to gather, right? وجمع مالا وحدد, in the Quran, وجمع مالا وعدد, that is putting money, is amounting a lot of wealth, right? And just, is occupied with, counting it, just like we have now. Elon Musk is on Forbes, is the richest billionaire. So this is the life of people without the Jama Malan or Addada. They start counting, oh, he has reached trillion here and all that. There's no way in the deen that this is prohibited, but the preoccupation with this activity, in fact, is what is being criticized, right? And not balancing these pursuits of theirs with the deen. Right, the deen comes first, but here now in the Western world and all. So the problem that comes first is the dunya, and deen has little to no use according to their ideology. So not all of them though, not all of them, to be fair, honestly. So li ta'aman yushbi'. So again, kulla sayfin, every summer, every odd time, ajma'u, to I gather, right? I gather for myself, li, that is, where is the object of the verb? I gather for li, I gather for myself ta'aman. I gather for myself ta'aman, a food. Yushbi', this is an adjective for this verb. Usually that would satisfy me. Now, so that is, if you want to put it together, ashba and yushbi means something that will fill me up, that would satisfy my hunger. So a better way to put it together, we have like an English pattern, will be satisfying food. So I gather for myself satisfying food, right? Since this verb is an adjective for this noun, so we put it together in an English format and say satisfying food. فإذا جاء المطر, فإذا, we've come across جاء يجي. نعم, جاء يجي مجيء. So when it comes, and we told ourselves, when we see either, we don't say came, we transfer it as come. When if a past tense verb comes directly after either, you don't translate it as a past tense, you translate it as present. You use the present form, right? In terms of the time reference, you don't change the tense. The tense is ja'a yaji. The tense is yaji, but you don't use that. You use the past tense form, but when you are translating, you change the time reference. The time reference becomes the present or future, right? So we say فَإِذَا جَاءَ, when al-matar, when rain comes. When the rain comes, so when the rain comes, كان لي بيت المقر, كان لي بيت المقر, my permanent home. When something is maqar, it is stable, it's permanent. My permanent home, كان لي, it will be ready for me, since I have worked in summer. So when it is raining season, my permanent home becomes ready because I have worked myself out. I've worked hours on hand during the difficult period. So when during the easy period rather. So when it's raining that I cannot work anymore. So I already have something that I can fall back to. ذاك شأني في الصغر. الشأن means a way, right? A way or your status. ذاك شأني, شأن, ذاك شأني, that is my way. That is my way في الصغر, in childhood. We've come across الصغر, right? So those are in the last chapter. So those that take care of their salah, if you remember, here I can't, it became a shan, I can't remember, but it is in this chapter. Something here now. So الذين حافظوا على الصلاة في الصغر, in childhood, وكان لهم شأن في القرآن, it became people of high status in adulthood, right? So just to tell you that some words have been repeated a lot of times. Good. ونظامي, and my system في الكبر, in adulthood. إنني, indeed, نعم المثل, indeed I am an excellent example. نعم means excellent. إنني, indeed I am an excellent example. المثل, the plural for that is أمثال, right? ضرب الله مثلا, and like that. قرية كان آمنة, ضرب الله مثلا بين this and this. So, and like that in the Quran. Now, باجتهادي, with my diligence, في العمل, in work. Okay, let's read again, and I want to point out some things. طال سعي بالأمل, my effort has been long with hope. لست أرضى بالكسل, I am not satisfied with laziness. غايتي نيل الطلب, my goal is what I seek. My goal is to obtain what I seek. Nail, to obtain, to achieve what I seek. لا أبالي بالتعب, I do not mind the tiredness, the fatigue. أبتني البيت الحسن, I build a good house, بنظام للسكن, systematically for residence. ولقوتي أذهب. Now, you would notice I said أبتني البيت here. So whenever you see a vowel, a long vowel like this, you take it out when you see this alif and lam, right? You cancel it out as though it won't be part of the pronunciation. So this is how we pronounce things when they are together. So in English, you have similar things like this. So when you have like a vowel, like I agree now, a native speaker won't spell it out with all mouth and say I agree, I agree, I agree, I agree. This is the way, and this is the way a native speaker would pronounce. The same way here, when you're putting things together, abtenil nun kesro ni, it jumps here, nil, abtenil. You ignore the long vowel. Abtenil beit al hasan. So I build a good house. بنظام systematically. Second, ولقوتي أذهب لست يوما ألعب. لست ولقوتي, for my sustenance I go out and I do not play a single day. كل يوم كل صيف أجمع. Every summer, every odd time, I gather for myself a satisfying food. فإذا جاء, and so when the rain comes, كان لي بيت المقر, I have for myself my permanent home will be ready for my permanent home will be ready. ذلك شأني في الصغر, this is my way. In childhood, again we see the long vowel fi, then the sword with the shadda, fissi rather, fissi, fissigar. So I ignore it whenever I see the alf and lam here of definiteness. ونظامي في الكبر, again fil, ignore this, fa fil الكبر. إنني نعم المثل, I am indeed I'm an excellent example. باجتهادي في العمل, في العمل. Now, with my diligence in work. بارك الله فيكم وأحسن الله إليكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك, أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت, أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.